So you're looking to move to Ajax and you want to know what are the areas that you should avoid. Like any city, there are good pockets and areas that may not be a fit for everyone. And a lot of it will come down to your personal opinion and what you're willing to accept as part of the experience of living in an area. So in this video, I'm going to cover some areas and fill you in as if you were a local so that when the time comes for you to decide which area to move to, you can make the best decision for you and your family. My name is Jessie McClellan, and I work with the Lisa Abbott team here in Durham region. I make videos to keep you updated on everything happening in our real estate market and to help you learn about the different neighborhoods so that you can find the best fit. If you'd like to stay up to date on our real estate market, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions about buying or selling a home here, there's a link in the description where you can book a call directly with me at a time that works best for you. This video is going to be based on my own personal experiences living and spending a lot of time in these areas and experiences that my clients have had while living or viewing homes in these areas. The areas I'm going to point out does not mean that you should avoid them at all costs or that there's anything wrong with the people who live there. That's not what I'm saying at all. But like any area, there are pros and cons, and I just want to bring you up to speed so that you can find an area that works well for you and you hopefully don't run into any surprises in the future. If I was brand new to these areas, these are the things that I would want to know. The first area you should know about is not on the list because I think it's an unsafe or bad area. It's on my list because I've shown so many homes here, and every single time the family that I'm helping decides to purchase something else because the layout was not functional. And that area is around Delaney Drive. If you're looking at the more affordable options in Ajax, this might be an area that you see a lot of homes come up in. And on paper, they probably look like great options. Detached, single car garage, and convenient location, which is why I've shown so many of them over the years, but practically a lot of the layouts just don't work for most people. Specifically, I'm talking about the smaller 2-story detached homes in this area. They tend to have a really small main floor layout with your kitchen, dining room, and living room all jammed into a tiny, awkward footprint. The bedrooms can also be on the smaller side to the point where they feel more functional as an office or a nursery than a bedroom. I've actually shown a home here where the main floor was so small, instead of trying to fit the dining room table into the awkward space, they tiled part of the garage and moved the dining room into the garage so that they had space to sit together to eat as a family. Of all the times that I've shown these homes, not one family that I have helped ever bought one. They all chose homes in other areas, and in some cases chose townhomes over having a detached because the layout was that much of an issue for them. Now, sometimes with really good professional staging, these homes won't look as tight as they are online, but you always should keep in mind that you're moving in with your furniture and not the stagers. You should also keep in mind the resale potential. If or when you have to sell your home in the future, the layout will almost certainly become an issue for anyone interested in that home, especially if it was an issue for you. Not all homes are like this in that pocket though. Some of the bungalows are great. And in fact, in the next video coming out after this one, I'm going to show you a home in this area that is a little bit better, but also delves into some of the problems that I'm talking about. But many of the homes that I've shown in this area have been on the smaller side, so I would caution you about those. The next area that I would caution you about is Wright Crescent and some of the streets around it. This is another spot that you might see more affordable homes come up for sale, but there are some things that you should be aware of before you consider buying a home here. The first is the proximity to the 401. Especially the homes at the bottom of Wright Crescent, you're going to hear a lot of traffic noise there. The other thing I noticed when showing homes on this street is that it felt very cramped. And I'm not 100% sure if it's just because there are a lot of large families with multiple vehicles, or if some of these homes are converted into multiple units, likely a combination of both. But it was always difficult to find street parking and felt oddly busy for the area and the number of homes there. At the $700,000 price point in Ajax, your options can feel limited, so you may still want to look at one of the townhomes near here, and it can be helpful to see options to give you something to compare other homes to. But for the people who I've helped and showed homes to in this area, it wasn't the right fit for them, and they chose to look at similarly priced homes in quieter areas that were a better fit for them. Just east of Wright Crescent between Napton and Harwood, you will also find a lot of older bungalows and 1.5-story homes that are around the $600,000 to $700,000 price point. I've actually spent a lot of time in this area, especially over the years, and it has always been a little bit rougher around the edges. But I also know people who have lived in this pocket a long time and they love it, especially on the east side of Harwood, where there's a few more streets with those smaller, older homes. So it's really going to come down to personal preference and your neighbors. And a lot of the homes in this area were built in the 1940s, and many of them do not have a basement and only a crawl space. When you're looking at square footage on a listing, it's only accounting for above grade square footage, so it's not accounting for anything below grade in the basement. So if you're looking at a home that says 800 square feet and only a crawl space, you only have that 800 square feet of living space. You're usually looking at very small bedroom sizes. There's a mixture of homes that have been fully renovated and homes that are quite dated inside. And with any older home, there's always a possibility of running into old home problems, whether that's electrical issues, foundation problems, or neglected maintenance over the years. You can absolutely find homes in here that have been very well taken care of. They've been renovated recently, and even homes that have a finished basement. There are some really charming homes in this area. The sticking point that's come up for many of my clients has been the homes without the finished basement or full renovations are at an attractive price point. $600,000 for a detached home in Ajax sounds like a great deal, but not everyone is willing to take on renovations, potential old home problems, and not everyone can make a smaller, like apartment size floor plan work for them with no additional space in the basement. And when you start looking at the homes in the area that have the renovations done and have finished basements, then it pushes them up closer and sometimes even above 700,000, which opens up other detached options, larger townhomes, and other neighborhoods that can be better suited. If you're not sure about an area, sometimes it's best to take a drive through it or call me or whoever your agent is and ask them to take you through a property there so that you can decide, is this an area that you'll consider or to cross it off your list entirely? Before we get to the last area, I just want to mention that after this video, I'm going to have a video going over sales in areas of Ajax, and I will include alternatives to these areas for the price point. So if you'd like to see that video, make sure that you subscribe. The last area for this video is around Tams Drive. On Tams Drive, you can find some townhomes that are just above the $700,000 price point. And honestly, the reason that this area is on my list is because it feels a bit tired and rougher around the edges. The violent crime map for Durham region doesn't show much around Tams, but the property crime map does have some hot spots all around the Salem and Kingston Road intersection, including Tams Drive. Now, to be fair, just because the property crime map has some hot spots doesn't mean that it's a terrible neighborhood, and a lot of the reports could be coming from the many shopping plazas that are nearby, but it's something that may still be of concern to you, so I like to bring it up. This area definitely has a more tired, dated feel to it. You know, when you drive through certain neighborhoods and the homes haven't aged the best, not all of them have been well maintained, and it just feels a bit rougher around the edges. This is how my clients felt when they were viewing homes here. Again, it's not a knock on the people who live there, and some are absolutely stunning inside. But considering the cost to buy a home in Ajax and that these homes don't really see steep discounts over other neighborhoods that I think are better maintained and aren't surrounded by shopping malls and plazas and potentially have a more family-oriented feel to them, I think you can spend the same money in another neighborhood and have a better experience on both the lifestyle side as well as the resale side if you decide to sell in the future. With that being said, if you want to live close to the plazas and see that as a benefit, then you might really like them. When the time comes for you to start exploring areas, it's your home search. So if there are homes in these areas that pique your interest, we can absolutely still go out and check them out. I'm happy to show you homes in these areas, and it's always good to view different options so that you know how the areas compare to each other in your eyes. If you'd like to ask me any questions about areas in Ajax or other cities of Durham region, use the link in the description to book a call with me, and I'm more than happy to help you out. Subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. Please hit the like button if you learned something, and thank you for watching until the end. I'll see you in the next one where I break down some sales in my favorite areas of Ajax. Bye.